My name is Tom and I love all types of cars, especially turbocharged ones. I also enjoy wrenching and racing, so let's see what we can get into today in the Turbo Garage. In this episode, we're doing something a little different. Instead of working in the garage, we're venturing out into the big, and really bright world to meet up with my good friend Nate and his Colt. Maybe I should be more specific. We're going to meet up with Nate to check out his very rare 1972 Dodge Colt. There we go. Many folks have never heard of these cars, and if they have, few have seen one on the road in a long time. Known in Japan by its full name, the Dodge Colt Galant, this was Mitsubishi's first car to be exported to the United States. However, it wasn't sold as a Mitsubishi, it was instead rebranded by the Chrysler Corporation under the Dodge name as one of the earliest captive imports. For those not familiar with that term, a captive import refers to a vehicle that is foreign built and sold under the name of a domestic automaker through its own dealer network. Strategically, this arrangement gave Mitsubishi a great introduction into the US market, while giving Chrysler and Dodge an inexpensive, compact, fuel-efficient, and sporty car to compete with the likes of the AMC Gremlin, Ford Pinto, and Chevrolet Vega. Truth is, buyers saw the Colt as more of a direct competitor to other similar Japanese imports, like the Toyota Corolla and Datsun 510. While the diverse Colt product line offered sedan, wagon, and sporty coupe versions, I can imagine old-school Dodge car salesmen struggling to sell these quirky little Japanese beasts. Can you blame them? This little car sat on the lot alongside Challengers, Darts, Monacos, and Chargers. Just take a look at this magazine ad for the 1974 Dodge Colt lineup. Dodge clearly called it what it was, with taglines like, "Built across the ocean, serviced across the street," and "From Japan to America, care of Dodge." What a curious time. Which is why I think this car is truly a unique piece of American car history. A time when Chrysler needed a product line to satisfy a quickly growing new market, so they went and got one in Japan. It was the early days of what's become the global automotive market that's now simply commonplace. Some may be surprised about this car's background in motorsports. This vehicle was a proven rally machine, as Mitsubishi set its sights on a rigorous racing program in Japan and Australia that began in 1970 with the Colt. And the program was successful, with the Colt Galant racking up a slew of victories in Japan and scoring a major international win at the 1972 Southern Cross Rally in Australia. So here it is, my buddy Nate's 1972 Dodge Colt. Just take it all in for a minute. There's so much to see here. The first thing that grabs your eye is the bold grille that's stuffed with 4 round headlights surrounded by big chrome bezels. There's also this red and black grille emblem, a design that's repeated throughout the car. The next thing you notice is that this is a pillarless 2-door hardtop. This was Mitsubishi's first production passenger car with full side windows and no side pillars. It looks so cool with all the windows rolled down. The chrome vents on the B-pillar really accentuate the roofline. As you look around, you'll notice styling accents like this all over the place. Like the 2 body lines that run from front to rear, and the big Colt 1600 emblems on the fenders. My favorite though are the quarter panel louvers that you see here. Now where have I seen these before? You may have noticed the Hot Rod Power Tour window sticker and license plate. Nate does what we should all do with a classic car. He drives it. He was one of the Power Tour long haulers this year, visiting 7 cities in 7 days and logging around 3,000 miles. Oh, and Nate probably doesn't want me to tell everyone this, but he finally got to meet his personal hero, Mopar Man. Congratulations, Nate. Oh, and it looks like Mopar Man was pretty excited to see him too. Speaking of stickers, this is Nate giving a little period correct tip of the cap to Mitsubishi Racing Development, also known as Colt Speed. You'll see this again soon. Nate also has tons of documentation on this car, like the factory service manual and this great parts catalog. Very cool. Okay, quick tangent. While reading up on Nate's car, I came across this awesome little beast, the 1971 Mitsubishi Minica Skipper. It looks to me like a regular Colt that got left in the dryer a little too long. Imagine if they would have slapped the Dodge name on this one back then. As time goes by, I've grown to really appreciate older car interiors. There's an elegance to their simplicity that makes newer cars seem overwrought and confounding. Just look around in here. It's purposeful and stylish too. You can see the same grille emblem design appearing here on the dash and in the center of the steering wheel, which felt incredibly thin in your hand compared to a modern car. Much like the outside of the car, as you look around, your eyes catch all kinds of cool details. Take a look at the horizontal instrument panel and the tidy and wonderfully simple center stack. Hey, want some fresh air? Pull the vent lever. I really love the light switch too. You'll see that Nate added a period-appropriate Sun Super Tack. And what's the lever on the shifter? Well, an old-school cast-iron exhaust cutout, of course. I like the designs on the door panels, but what I saw next really blew my mind. Check out what's hiding on the back of the front seats. If you look at this for a minute, it bears a striking resemblance to a Japanese samurai mask, or is it just me? Either way, it's not something that you see repeated anywhere else in the vehicle. It's pretty wild looking. The back seat is spacious, and while the car had Dodge emblems all over it, a little Mitsubishi logo sneaks in here and there. Nate is a good mechanic and a stickler for details, and it shows under the hood. First off, he converted the car to a dual carb setup and had this very cool Colt Speed custom air cleaner made. He also installed a header and a crane camshaft. Finding these parts must have been almost impossible. By now I'm sure you're thinking, what's with the Saturn engine? Well, that was the Mitsubishi designation for their 4G32 1597cc 8-valve single overhead cam 4-cylinder engine. It featured an iron block with an aluminum head, and while the engine initially produced 100 horsepower, it dropped to 83 horsepower in 1972 when stricter emission standards took effect. I'm sure Nate's makes a good bit more than that given the modifications. Originally, the Saturn engine turned a 4-speed transmission on its way to a live rear axle, but Nate swapped in a much more power tour friendly 5-speed. On the road, this car stands out like nothing else. It has a sporty profile that catches your eye and a certain European look at some angles. You never see these on the road, but when you do see the short front overhang and swooping roofline in motion, your brain scrambles to figure out what you're looking at. It's familiar, but very unique too. As expected, it feels small alongside today's huge cars and SUVs. Someone remind me why cars are so big these days? Although the car lacks power steering and brakes, everything feels balanced and just right. It sounds good too. Take a listen. I really enjoyed this little car. Nate has done an excellent job with it, and I instantly loved the retro factor, but it was great to drive too. Oh yeah, Nate was nice enough to let me take it for a little spin.
You got the shot there?
I've got it.
You got it pretty good?
I think so.
I think you need to back up some.
Okay.
Yeah, you're definitely too close.
You sure?
Yeah, good ways. Good ways back. Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right.
Yeah, let's try that. Is it focus and everything?
I believe so.
Okay. How's that? Good? good.
Hey, where are you going?
Okay.
Tom! Tom, where are you going with my car? Hey, come back!
The old camera trick gets him every time.
Guess I better start walking.
Thanks for watching. If y'all like this video, tell me about it in the comments section or on my Facebook page, and I can feature some other cool cars in the future. It's always fun to meet folks who are passionate about their cars and love sharing them with everyone. See you next time.